Hi everybody, it's Rolex here, and today is the follow-up video on Magic Find in Affliction League, which is the 3.23 on PoE League. It's been quite an interesting topic that's been going around, and it kind of like pointing the light at the problem of the game when you have too many sources of multiplication, right? So basically, you get whips, you get like insane amount of stuff, just basically loot pinata league, pretty much. But then also, it's pretty fun for a league itself. For a league for 3 months or a short period of time, you get like a boom boom league, like an insane a loot explosion league. I think it's okay. And I've been playing Magic Find for a little bit here. I hit level 100 with it, and I've been running on tier 7 and tier 9. Usually both symmetry map on tier 7 and then tier 9 on the Crimson Township. And then I ran a bit of a West Pool as well. So I just like look at what map that I enjoy the most. And I ended up with the Crimson Township for, I don't know, like maybe 200 maps or 300 maps, I don't know, like tier 9. And then I swapped over to Symmetry in the last, I don't know, like 200-300 maps. And then at the end of final push to level 100, I swapped to tier 16 map and happened to be dropping a Headhunter. So basically, after I swapped to tier 16, I just dropped Headhunter, and then like, well, I mean, I can try to use it. It might not be that different. It is different. It kind of making your map a little bit faster. It doesn't make your character safer or anything. Like I would say my old build it's similar, for survivability, and it also has chaos resistance. With chaos resistance, I can just use a random new cluster, but we'll talk about the passive tree later. But that's basically how I've been running. So right now I've been running tier 16 Jungle Valley with the Gilded Reliquary, all Gilded Scarab, right? Divination, Gilded Abyss, and Harbinger Scarab. Doesn't matter, you just try to get as much as rare monsters as possible. The Reliquary it's kind of like, just a standard at this point, because you're playing Magic Find, you kind of want this. And Abyss, because we are doing a triple additional projectile, right? So it's 3 additional projectile, because it's scale off of our passive Atlas tree. But let's just do a showcase of the map, and then I'll talk a little bit afterward of how I've been running my map and all the setup that I have so far. So I've been running with a Searing Exile. You can do either of all. Either of all is probably going to be better, because you can do this one, right? Eldritch Gase. But I've been running with Rattle Cosmos because I just, the monsters spawn faster. That's pretty much the only reason I've been running a Searing Exile. There's nothing else, right? You just probably better just run Eatable, I'm pretty sure. But I'm just gonna do Searing Exile because it's enjoyable. I don't click anything else. I have one section, which is the quality bonus of your maps also applies to rarity item found. So it's 20% extra rarities, pretty much, right? Doesn't really matter that much, but it's cheap and you can buy in bulk. You get pretty good. And then I'll just speed up the process of mapping, and then you can see how it goes. Okay, so that was the map showcase. So I didn't drop any divine orb, so that's pretty sad. But you know, generally it's gonna be something like this with a couple divine orbs. But you know, sometimes you get unlucky, whatever. And I don't really like go all in, right? I don't really go like fully juiced and stuff like that. So I got +2 here, a little bit of shit, you know, a little bit of meme, and whatever you can kind of justify to do or not, or increase the investment, lower the investment, do tier 7. I think doing tier 7 is probably the best, but if you want to get XP, doing tier 16 is much better. And of course, the Hunter helps a lot with the tier 16 version, and I don't think Mage Blood would do as well as Hunter in terms of you know, increasing the speed in your map, you know, your damage and stuff. So now we go to see the Atlas tree. So basically just the wandering path with the Abyss, right? Increase monster, increase beast number of monsters. This one doesn't really do anything. I guess, I hope so, because you say that it's a 20% chance to lead into the Sliding Spires, which you're always gonna get with the Gilded Scarabs. So I don't think it does much. You get like more monsters here, so that's pretty much it for the Abyss. I don't know if I do it correctly. So as I said before, rather than Cosmos, sometimes I get the Darium, and I'm gonna be like an unending nightmare. Pretty much just all Darium. You know, you need 7 gates to be able to run Abyss. A little bit of Shrine if I do have them, right? So, you know, extra Shrine, you know, Abyss. And that's pretty much is just a beach, Harbinger, just a little bit of a Harbinger, as you can see here. So I have 120% chance to drop additional stat of currency charge. So I will get an additional currency charge always, and then a little bit of, you know, chance to spawn more Harby. But it doesn't really do much for Harby. It's just like increasing the number of rare in your map, number of rare monsters in your map, and that's what they do. If I have to do this more, I would probably swap over to the Eldritch Gase. It's a little bit annoying. You know, you have to wait for the monsters to spawn. If you play some kind of like Ignite build, I guess it doesn't really matter that much, because you Ignite, you have some kind of a lingering effect which will kill the pack that will spawn afterward. But with this one, you know, they spawn instantly. They don't have the delay, you know, waiting for them to come to existence. So you can just move on, keep blasting pretty much. But if you have like Ignite build, you know, or any kind of like a lingering effect, even just the Caustic Arrow, I think you would probably be running Eldritch instead. You know, the Eatable instead. You get much more quantity that way, and you can run almost all the downside on this one. You know, like projectile fly, random direction, you know, armor, physical mitigation, whatever. Those things doesn't really matter the character. Like you convert like 80% of the damage of physical damage taken to elemental damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What matter is probably going to be the resistance, because this character, as you can see, if you don't have your flask up, you're pretty much below 75%. You can get a, you know, you can get a top like row venter, obviously that could help, but you know, that's going to be expensive, and I don't want to spend any more on this character. This is pretty much just the end of the character. I'm not increasing anymore. I'm not doing any min-max on this character anymore. So what I'm using is just basically a large cluster with the attack speed and, you know, like increase effect and cast resistance. So that's pretty much just what I land on here. I bought this one for like, I don't know, like 20 divines or something, 25 divines, but that was back, you know, like early league. Now it's probably going for like 50 divines because the inflation rate is just insane. Yeah, you will probably not be able to get the same price that I did get in the first few months, in the first month of the league, if you would buy the exact same setup that I have right now. But I think this jewel is pretty easy to get, right? You know, you can get like anything on it. I think I use 4 of them. I use all 4 of them. Nearby enemy cannot gain power, frenzy, or the endurance charge. It's pretty significant because you don't have the damage spike in the map if the enemy has no power charge or frenzy charge, so they won't crit you. And also I'm crit immune if I'm taking a crit recently, so pretty much it's like you're always gonna get crit. Pretty much you're always going to get crit, and when you get crit, you're not getting crit anymore. So that's pretty much it. And the enemy cannot gain frenzy charge. It's insanely good because that's like 15% more damage on the enemy. And the when the enemy hit you, you gain endurance charge. That's not really matter that much because you spend all endurance charge on use this one, right? You use this pretty much just basically you get a little bit of less physical damage taken, which will make the character a little bit tankier. So this character will have problem dealing with chaos damage. As always, even with insane amount of chaos resistance you have, you're still going to be struggle dealing with chaos damage because you don't have any recovery, any regen. You have life recovery on flask, as I have here, like 5% here, 5% here, so that's 10%. I don't have it's here because 4% here, it's not really that good. So I just remove non-elemental ailments because bleeding, it's insanely bad for this. Pretty much just like I spam the divination when I get poison, and when you do get a poison map, you will have like hundreds of stacks within second. So this node, it's probably saving my life more than any node, like any node combined. This node alone, right? Like you get like 200 poison stack like within second. So this node just keep you safe from those poison stacks, and also it saves you from bleeding as well. When you get like hit with the vulnerability and then you get hit with bleed, like insane bleed, you can just remove them, right? Because there's the only two things, right? Non-elemental ailment is only two things: poison and bleeding. So you just press it twice and you remove both bleed and poison. That's pretty good. You can just fiddle around, with like maybe get some cannot be bleed or whatever, like bleeding cannot inflicted on you. I don't know, like you can try to get some of those. It's fine, right? And you do need to get the corrupted blood immunity. This one I bought it for like, I don't know, like 8 divines back in like first month. So it's probably not that expensive anymore. I don't know, maybe it's more expensive now. Who cares? So pretty much you just stack damage, you just stack speed. I do have a lot of like the cluster, right? And I do have the 10% chance to explode and 10% chance to explode. This one you just like you get more life and explosion. I got this one for like pretty cheap. You're probably not gonna get the same one. I just tried to get like something useful, I guess. Maybe some of these, but I looked at it. It's pretty expensive with the repeater. Even with one prop like repeater and unspeakable gifts, it's very expensive when I looked it up. You probably want something else, like the flask. It's pretty expensive as well, so I didn't go for it. But that's pretty much it for the character. Now the conclusion on the whole magic find thing that I did. Yeah, I mean, it's okay, it's good, I like it so far, and it's probably gonna be this setup, and I'm gonna keep running it until I get like an idea of a new character that I want to play, because I've been playing something else as well recently, the Enshrouded. And also I'm waiting for Last Epoch launch on the February. It's gonna be something that I would play. I don't know if I would play it that long or not. If I would just like, dig myself into it that much, because I've been trying Last Epoch since they were in alpha. They were not that good. I'm sorry to say that, but they were not that good. They were not that really like interested. Like it not really make me feel like fulfilling, I would say, for the game itself. The end game of it pretty good. I would say the end game it's serviceable. The campaign somehow just worse than PoE. I don't even know, but I hope that they change the campaign a little bit. Maybe I'll try it out, because I haven't been playing it for like 4 or 5 months last time I played. And yeah, what next is going to be, I don't know, maybe just magic find until the end of the league, or maybe I'll play something else. I have, you know, about like 200 divines or something like in my character. I probably can sell some of these shit as well. So if you want to look up my character, it's pretty much the same. You can look up in the profile. I'll probably not removing a lot of stuff. If I would remove, it's probably going to be a headhunter that I remove for loading new character or whatever. But most of the gears will be the same, pretty much here, as you can see. And so that's pretty much it, what I want to update you guys on the Magic Find. I think it's okay. I think it's good for the league. And then I hope it's gone for the next league. I hope it's gone. You know, the Magic Find's still going to be existing, but I hope Affliction gone. All of it. Maybe that which was taken still exists, because it's a jewel already, so it might exist in the form of that which was taken. But I hope charms, I hope passive, like extra passive, I hope it go all, like all of them go away. I don't like any of them to keep in the core game. I don't like doing any of the quest line. So yeah, but it's pretty good league. It's a pretty good league so far. See you. Bye.